figure shuffled along the platform, putting one foot in front of the other. Draped in a baggy coat with a ragged hem and mismatched sleeves, and a large, hooded sweatshirt underneath, they looked like a pile of Sunday washing that had crawled out of an abandoned laundromat. Most people who were waiting for the midnight train kept their eyes averted, hoping that if they kept their noses in their books or pointed at their phones, that whatever lived under the rags wouldn't notice them, that it wouldn't try to talk to them or ask them for anything. As the train pulled in, lights flashing and brakes squealing, no one noticed the ragged figure slip a cable into the back of an ancient payphone with an out-of-service sign on it. If anyone had been looking, they would have seen the pale fingers reaching out of the sleeve were too long, and that the nails were black as those of a week-old corpse. The doors opened, and most people who were waiting on the platform got on. Only a few individuals got off, and they walked straight for the flickering red lights marking the exits. The creature in its hodgepodge clothing pulled on a black glove with touchpads along the fingertips, then unlocked the smartphone from memory. The screen was dimmed, but the device vibrated to acknowledge its master's presence. The only sounds on the platform were the dripping of water somewhere down one of the tunnels, and a distant rumbling of wheels in the dark, and the muted tapping of the fingers on the screen. A brief sweep stated there were no lurkers, and that the connection was secure. Once an alarm protocol had been set, they typed in an alphanumeric sequence that would take them to the portal. It changed frequently and couldn't be bookmarked or copied. Another password authentication, combined with the unorthodox use of the camera to scan their left eye, elongated teeth, and scarred right palm, and access was granted. Peering around the platform one more time to ensure they were alone, going so far as to open their inner eye in the center of their mind to be sure no creepers were standing unseen in the shadow, they navigated to an obscure chat room that had been dormant for weeks. There was one screen name there now. Cell Dweller 817. You're late. The figure frowned and suppressed a touch of annoyance before typing out a rapid response. Unmask 42. Missed a train. Had to get here on foot. The cursor blinked with the regularity of a metronome. Something squealed overhead, and some kind of announcement came over the speakers. It was garbled nonsense, but the cadence suggested it was one of those recordings set on a semi-regular loop. Cell Dweller 817. You're lucky. Underlord's in a forgiving mood. That, and you still have something he wants. The mouth beneath the hard-worn hood split, revealing too many teeth, more of them sharp than not. Unmask 42. How do we want to do this? Cell Dweller 817. There's one more train tonight. Give your coin to the conductor and tell him you're going to Tartarus. You still have the coin? The creature reached into the inner pocket on reflex, finding the black coin. It was cold to the touch, smooth on one side, and bearing an uneven raven's head on the other. A dead man's slug. Unmask 42. Yeah, I got it. Cell Dweller 817. Be seeing you then. The screen name flickered out of being, leaving them alone in the chat room. The creature hiding under the threadbare clothes exited out and left the network, locking every door and putting every protocol back in place as they went. Once they were sure they'd gotten out clean, they unplugged the cable and snaked it back into their pocket. A train was coming down the tracks, its bright, cyclopean eye pushing back the darkness. As the doors opened, he drew out the coin and stepped inside. The conductor was already waiting, hand out. I am going to Tartarus, the kindred whispered in its low, scratchy voice as it pressed the coin into the ghoul's palm. Of course, the conductor said, taking the slug away in his velvet pocket. Please make yourself comfortable. We'll be on our way quite shortly.